Hello and welcome to Cognitions Speaking the Unspeakable with JP
and Stacy D. Did y'all see me do the countdown? It's because I'm going to have to help the engineer person because we just keep having problems. So I'm going to have to come out of this hat and go into the engineering hat so we can have this a great show.
We do need a countdown, but that would be nice. Something to...
I just did it.
Because the beginning of the show is usually cut off. Because after Mr. Walker tells us we on, we don't be on.
We don't be really on.
We do not be on. So I've been waiting a little bit. D, can you tell everybody why we starting the show so late today?
I went to go get my lashes done, and I had an appointment.
Oh, my God. Why are you and the hairdresser a problem every week? How are you going to the hairdresser every week?
No, my lashes. I had an appointment.
That ain't the same place?
No, babe, no.
Oh, okay.
It's like 3 different places for my beautification.
Oh, okay. 3 different places for beautification. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was somebody else. It was your hairdresser last week.
Yeah, it was.
Why is beautification on Thursday?
Because I got to get ready for Friday. I got to be ready for Friday. So Thursday is my prep day.
You supposed to be hanging out with me and our girl, though. So she's going to be getting a hold of you for that.
We ain't be doing that.
I hear echo.
And God's able.
Do you hear echo?
Yeah, it's always some problem. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. See, I guess we really are a married couple now because the ADH is done swooped on over to him and I'm trying to keep him focused. You know, just roll with it. Just roll with
Listen,
it.
But you always want me to roll with it. And then when I watch the show later, what I was talking about, the whole audience is also hearing it.
Nadine,
it's not just us.
Is it bad audio? Can you text?
Yeah, that's what.
He just said keep going.
Yeah, Mr. Walker don't care.
Mr.
Walker does not care. I need
Walker
for my
is getting
wife.
Fired.
Yeah,
we're really gonna do something about this.
We're not listening to Mr. Walker. I need for my wife, who's already agitated that we started the show late, because this is a punctual woman. She's punctual.
How in the hell did she get with you?
Whatever, D. I need for my wife to let us know, do you hear a echo in the audio? Because
echo.
It's either just my headset.
My headset's too then.
Okay. I just need to know.
Or Michelle or someone else has one of our VIVs. Just hit one of us up, please.
Oh, she said it's good. Oh,
Mr. Walker told you to keep going.
Only we hear. When Mr. Walker says that, it never goes well when I just let something go.
And technically, the clock in the studio is saying 1:53. So actually, we're early. So we're not late.
Yeah, right, D. It's 2:14. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. Welcome everyone to the show. This is part 2 from last week's show, which the question of the day was, I've accomplished everything that I dreamed of except a happy relationship. Why am I still single? So we did part 1 last week. We ran out of time because, you know, we tend to get a little off track. But it was a great discussion. It was. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and then come back and do our check-in and mental health and illness in the news.
Okay,
how does
cool.
that sound, D?
That sounds cool.
Okay.
Once again, he's flipping up the show and didn't tell me nothing.
Well,
Who's the boss? And everybody want to say I'm the boss. No,
I'm
it's
worried.
JP that's with the boss. So it
Well,
won't be a
well,
part
I'm-
3.
Well, no, I'm worried that we won't get through it, and we can't do 3 parts on. We can't do a 3.
We can do whatever the hell we want to do. It's our show. I mean, what?
That's true. That's true. But I kind of
He's
want us to
looking at
wrap this
something
up.
else, you guys. His
'Cause
ADHD. We're going to give JP some medicine.
Mr. Walker was trying to tell us something. And look at the look on his face. That's the look that something is not right up in this studio. He ain't paying attention to us. All right, so here's where we left off. I think I am getting ADHD because I'm having trouble ignoring that. Okay. This is where we left off. I was talking about the dating accessibility pyramid. Now, what we're going to do is talk
And
about,
this is
we're going to
something else
move
that he
D.
has made up.
We're going to move the D up and down this pyramid. Yes, I came up with the dating accessibility
This
pyramid.
is real good. We need you to patent that.
And while you are out dating, we need to see if you are where you want to be in the pyramid. And so what I want everyone to imagine, think about a pyramid. Think about the Egyptian pyramids. Okay. Now the pyramid, of course, is huge at the base, and then it just gets smaller and smaller
It's a
and smaller
triangle.
as you go up to the top. We enter the dating accessibility pyramid when we reach the age of dating. Now, D, how old were you when you were allowed to start dating?
This is like really, really embarrassing. I was not allowed to start dating until I was 18. So about time, yeah,
You had about 3 kids by then.
I know. Because I was
He
sneaking.
don't play with
I didn't have permission.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I was literally 18 years old. Yeah.
Hold on a minute. This is why I said you need to write a book. Are you telling me that by the time you was old enough to start dating,
was
you
already
started
a
dating after you had kids? D, how does that even happen? I can't even fathom.
Yeah.
D, you started having kids at like 14.
Yeah.
Why your mom and daddy didn't let you date? You clearly was dating.
But they didn't know it. But we really wasn't dating. Listen, if your parents, which made me to be a smarter parent, you guys, remember, what did we used to do on Saturday evenings? What did we do on Saturdays evenings in Wyandotte County?
Are you talking about going to McDonald's?
Hell no, we went skating.
Okay.
So I was getting dropped off, and my boyfriend was there in the parking lot picking me up. And then he was dropping me back off at 10:30, and they were coming to get me. Well, they thought they were smart because they was coming at 10:45, but I was getting there at 10:30.
Okay, so check this out. Friday was McDonald's after the game. Okay, check this out. Technically, the dean was not able to date until she was 18. But
18.
You just described that you
Well,
was
really
dating.
17. It was 17 after I
Okay.
graduated high school.
Right, but you were sneaking and dating. So you entered the dating accessibility pyramid before the age of 18.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, when did you start dating on the sly?
About 13.
Well, yeah, because by 14, the D was like, come
I was
on
a
now,
mama.
what we gonna do what we gonna do. Right.
It was like
okay.
13. When we first started, I was able to go skating.
Okay. And so here's the thing about this is so funny. That I need you to realize how funny it was. You talking about I couldn't date till I was 18 after having kids. Okay. We entered the dating accessibility pyramid at the age that we started dating, which was for the D, that was around 13. And the reason why the dating pool is so large is because of accessibility. You get to date whoever's in your high school and whoever's in any other high school, okay? And the requirements for dating are much lower at that level of the pyramid. Like 13 and 14-year-olds, most people start dating at 16. They are not asking questions like, well, what you gonna do for a living in the future? How much money you make? They like, I make minimum wage just like you, fool. When we going out skating, right? And so there's a really large dating pool. That's when we enter it. And that's when people have access to the most people. So dating tends to be much more prevalent because you got a lot of options.
A lot of options.
Now, here's something to think about. As you then move up the pyramid, okay, let's say you get to college. Now, college is still...
Is at the bottom still?
It is still a large amount of dating options.
Sure is. It's even more now.
Tons.
Because now you experience with different races. For real, for real. At least in our age.
College is a dating explosion.
Yeah.
The problem is people don't realize that dating is a pyramid. Your options decrease as you get older, as you go further in life. And so a lot of people end up meeting their spouse in college, but a lot of people are just freely kicking it, because they don't realize.
Going to the STD clinic.
All up in the clinic, all up in the student health center. unless they don't want to be seen going into the student health center because it's on campus. See, then you go somewhere, the health department off campus. Okay. And so the mistake that a lot of young people make, though, is not realizing that they're not going to have access to that many options after college as
That's
you get
true.
older. And so sometimes they just are overly carefree. So you have some people who meet their spouse in college because they get it. They like, I'm locking this down now.
Life.
Locking it down.
And I did get married in college.
You locked it down.
No, he locked it down.
Okay. Y'all both locked it down. Because, okay. So you took advantage of, look, I ain't going to wait forever to get married. Let's do this. We're going to do what we do. Right?
No, that's not the mindset I had with it. But if that's what you want to say, we'll roll with it.
What mindset did you have? You were like 18 or 19 when you got married. What was the mindset?
It was like not having all these babies, and if I get to marry him, I get to eat on the football table, which is a whole lot better food.
Oh, he was an athlete on campus.
He was a Q. He was a football player.
And they do get different food.
They get different food, and it be good.
They get a totally different college experience than everybody else.
Yeah, and we were able to live in his dorm. It was like, it was really.
And it probably was a better dorm.
It was a better dorm.
Better dorm, better food. So the D was like,
It was also off campus.
Wow. Okay.
It was a newer dorm, because we got to remember that this was like in the 1980s when they did not believe in air conditioning. His dorm had air conditioning. My dorm didn't.
Mine didn't either.
And I was an athlete, but they didn't care about volleyball and basketball and playing the violin. You're gonna be hot and sweaty.
You played the violin, D?
Yeah, I'm not sure he meant. No, we didn't rode different bus. Yeah,
D.
I'm a concert violinist.
Shut up, D.
Yeah, seriously. And won't none of my grandkids play it.
Wow. D, I did not know this. I don't remember seeing you with a violin back in the day. Probably because your fist was always balled up and swinging it some damn
No,
body.
because once we got in high school, I stopped bringing it on the bus. It was too much of a problem. So I would stay later and practice. And that's why I was always that's how we was always on the after school bus with each other. Because I would ride the after school bus because I'm practicing.
The D is a violinist.
Concert violinist, get it right, please.
Oh, get it right, she said. Okay. So here's the reason why college is slightly up the pyramid, though. Because even though you have a lot of options, maturity does make people start asking questions like, well, what you majoring in? Because people do start thinking about the lifestyle they want to live and whether or not the person is going to be a good match for that. And so that's the reason why you kind of moving up the pyramid, because you are weeding out some people who you like, that fool probably going to be busted broke. He just said he majoring in art history. You go get a job at the museum. Nothing against, okay, let me say this. I be forgetting that we're on the radio. Okay.
And the views that are stated is not the views of KUAW Radio. Those are on the views of Cognitions.
Immediately apologize. Okay. I am not saying that an art history degree is not a valuable degree.
What about basket weaving?
We used to call it underwater basket weaving because they would make a little bit more money underwater. Okay. I remember being in college and we would joke about, she majored in basket weaving.
That's why I said basket.
That heifer ain't gonna have no money. I can't deal with her. Okay, but let me make this clear. I'm not saying that degrees in art history and different things like that are not valuable degrees. Okay, I'm not minimizing the value and the importance of that. And yes, we do need people running the museums.
That's such a great date place. I went there like about 5 weeks ago.
We have got to get to this Facebook dating app thing.
Yeah, we do.
We're kicking that off next week.
Because
next week. You on fire right now with dating.
Oh, I'm on fire.
She's on fire. This is the time for us to do that. Okay. We're going to have a better experience with that dating app than the other ones.
Most definitely.
Because you're already having a good experience with Facebook dating.
No, I'm not on Facebook dating.
Well, you meeting men through Facebook.
No, I'm still meeting them at Quick Trips.
No. I thought that the men
they're reaching out, but I don't reach back out.
They're watching the show on Facebook and reaching out.
Yeah, they're still doing that.
Okay.
The DM is full for the D.
For the D. Okay. And so in college, people do start to weed out people who, I'm not saying that some degrees are more valuable than others, but some people feel that, listen, what you going to do for a living isn't a good fit with what I'm going to do for a living, considering the lifestyle that I want to have. So you move up the pyramid when you start weeding people out. Because like I said, in high school, people aren't weeding people out. Teenagers are free-spirited and they dating people that, like, they don't care. Because they just happy to be sneaking and dating when they really ain't supposed to be doing it till they 18.
Sneaking and dating.
Like
the D.
I think I was able to start dating at 16. And we tried to set 16 for our boys, but Nadine gave in.
So what?
And allowed some dating at, I think, 15. But it was like, okay, she can come over to the house.
That's what my grandsons do. They started at 14. And like I said,
14?
Yeah, and I think that's really like, my mother would not near about drop me off somebody's home. And I would not have I never dropped my daughters off. I'm not going to let it be that accessible. You're going to do something to get that cat.
My baby ain't getting dropped off at nobody's
No,
crib.
Exactly.
But
they better be sneaking.
Parents did allow a couple of girls to be dropped off at our house.
I can't fathom that.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah, and it would get interesting because we would, of course, wasn't no girl allowed upstairs in no bed.
Most definitely, y'all in the family room.
Wasn't nobody just because we old enough to be grandparents, we wasn't trying to be.
Yeah.
But they had to be in the family room, and we would try to give them some amount of privacy.
Exactly.
Because at any point we could come in the kitchen and
look red.
Get off of her, like that. But we would try to tell the other kids to give them some privacy, but we didn't do a good job of making sure that would happen. And so I remember at one point, my son, he had this little girl over. I think they was watching the Super Bowl together, and we had all these snacks and everything. And one of our other kids stole his girl. He somehow made it into the family room, and he wasn't old enough to date. Like, he was in middle school. He made it into the family room, and him and the girl clicked. And so my other kid was sitting there like fuming. Because one, he couldn't stand this other kid. Okay, it was one of our foster kids. And he was like, why y'all let him come in here? He's all chatty with my girl. And, but he wasn't willing to say all of that because he was embarrassed. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, why your face twisted up and why he talking to your girl more than you talking to your girl? And he don't even like girls.
Oh.
So he wasn't even trying to steal the girl.
He was getting a real girlfriend.
But the kid who came in, he was just freely interacting. He wasn't trying to steal the girl because he was like, I don't even want girls. But the girl was like, she was feeling him. So early dating because my son, clearly he wasn't really ready because he didn't know how to keep his girl. He had bored her and another kid slipped in the room and caught all her attention. So, but we didn't allow him to go out on dates. No, but they did go skating every week. But check this out. No.
Skating.
This is modern parenting with when you drop your kids off the skating rink. There's this app called, what's the name of that app for tracking your heathens?
On their phone?
Yes. There's an app that you can have your kid have it on their phone, and it's so accurate. On the app is a little picture of your kid's face. We could see that little picture going in a circle at the skating rink.
Are you serious?
That's how accurate you can tell when your kids stop skating.
But guess what?
And call that heathen. Hey, why you ain't skating? I'm getting something to eat, Daddy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, that must definitely be
your little head wasn't moving in the circle.
Your head wasn't moving in the circle because of me. I've been like, girl, here, keep my phone. See?
Oh, the D be the. But
I ain't trying to get it.
But here's the thing. This is why you can't do that, because at any point the parent can call.
I didn't hear the phone ring. It was too much noise. See, when we was in the 80s, it wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't even pagers.
No. You can get away with a lot in the 80s.
Ooh, baby, and
wasn't no cell phones. Wasn't no pagers. Yes. But nowadays,
it's a little harder.
It's real hard,
yes,
because what we would tell our kids is at any point when I call you on that phone, you better answer that phone. If you don't answer that phone, I am on my way. So giving your phone to one of your friends to say, look, I need you to keep skating and hold my phone because I'm about to go out behind this building and do something with this young lady, wouldn't work.
That's funny because I have that same rule with my grown children.
What?
When I call mama, when mama call, you need to answer.
They grow.
So?
They grow. Oh, Life 360. That's the name of the app. And as an adult, my kid was like, we should do Life 360. I was like, why you grown? Why I almost said, well, I don't care where you at. But I did.
Almost need to know where they at.
But I was like, no, we're not doing that. So your kids still have to, but you know what? When kids get older, they want to talk to their mama. So that's different. They're probably happy to answer the phone. They like, oh, it's my mama.
It's my mama. But that baby girl, she calls me every day.
She love her mama.
She lives with me.
And she call when you ain't home.
She does.
That's the relationship I want to have with my son.
No, you don't. Well, yeah, because you're going to still be married. But
I need
Mama, where
baby.
are you at? Who you with? And what? They want to put 360 on me.
Well, listen, 360 does work both ways.
I know, because they was talking about that.
But what we would do is we would shut it off on our end, because how you sneaking up on a kid if he see you coming?
Can't do it.
See, he looking at his phone like, ooh,
they on their way.
My daddy's head is getting closer and closer to me, because it's a little head. That's all you see, a little head. And they can tell when you coming. So parents have to turn it off. But when your kids are adults.
Can we get back started?
Okay. I'm just saying this. When parents are adults, you can leave it on. Let your kids know where you at, D.
No.
Okay. So she said no.
I have a curfew, so no.
Okay. Now, so we talked about in college moving up this pyramid. Okay.
Moving on up the pyramid.
And a college
everyone.
student, a lot of times though, is still towards the bottom of the pyramid because usually, even if the person isn't majoring in what you if you like a freshman or sophomore in college, you really don't care a whole lot. It's when people get to like senior year, they're really wanting it to be a good match, a good fit, and those things, and that's what calls like a little bit of moving up the pyramid. Okay. So when you have that coupled along with the amount of single dating options, it's still a pretty large dating pool in college. Now, for those attending HBCUs,
Woo woo.
they actually have their dating pool is huge.
It really
Okay,
is.
for black folks at HBCUs, they have a huge dating pool, larger than people at, historically white colleges and universities. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Upon leaving college and transitioning out into the world, the dating pool shrinks.
So let me ask you something, JP. So, because mind you, this dating pyramid is a JP original. We're going to put a patent on it and a trademark.
Yes.
How many levels is it on the pyramid?
You have entering the pyramid at your dating age, which for the D, we're talking 13.
We're still at level 1?
No. Level 1 is high school. Level 2 is college. Level 3 is when you enter into the professional world. Okay, so let's take a look at that.
So now we're on level 3?
We're on level 3.
Okay.
And the reason why the pyramid shrinks is after college that you actually feel the full essence of us being only 15% of the American population.
15%.
Because for those at a HBCU, they don't, when it comes to dating, they don't feel like, ooh, African Americans are only 15% of the population, because everybody's black at that school.
Majority.
95,
Every bit about
95%.
Between 95 and 98%.
So they're in a dating world where black folks are 95% of the population. That's why it's a huge dating pool. But when you get out into the world, whether you working in corporate America, whether you working in mental health, the amount of African Americans in mental health is real small.
Yeah, it shrinks.
Okay. And so it shrinks considerably, and people feel that 15%, and dating becomes so much more difficult for those who are still not wanting and willing to date outside of the race. And so the pool shrinks based upon accessibility to African Americans if you want to date within the race. I do not encourage people to do that. I encourage people, you better date whoever you connect with. Okay.
I believe that.
But then also people are screening people out based upon their professions, their income, and different things like that. And what also complicates it is if you have a woman who makes a lot of money. A lot of times women are willing to date men who make less than them, but men are not always willing to date women who make considerably more than them.
That's true.
And so for a woman, now we're about to get to the D. For a woman who has a good income, her dating pool shrinks considerably because men oftentimes say that they can handle that,
But they really can't.
but once y'all get into it, the thick of it, they can't. But instead of saying, I'm struggling with this, the problems end up being over other things and never really addressing the core of it,
Which is the money.
It boils down to the money a lot of times. And I see a lot of couples in therapy who that's what it's about, where the woman makes a lot more than the man, and his complaint is she don't respect me as a man, she emasculates me, everything here is hers, she paid for everything here. And a lot of times the woman is like, but it's ours. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I bought the furniture, or but it's ours, because she does not want to experience the effects of making all this money. And so she's trying to be giving and sharing, and something you have mentioned, D, because you've said that you have actually hidden money before, like you don't fully disclose
No disclosure. Yeah.
what you making because you don't want to have that problem.
Exactly.
And even in this dating that you're doing, do you tell these men that you're an entrepreneur, or what are you telling people, D?
I'm an administrative assistant
So you don't tell them that you
at Aspire Home Health. 'Cause I'm
own
always
the
having
healthcare
No,
agency.
no.
They think you work at the healthcare agency. Exactly. Which they end up feeling really secure. Because if you an administrative assistant, they're like, oh, I make more than her. We good to go. But what do you do later when they find out, oh, you own the company?
That's another conversation, and
You ain't figured that part out
got,
yet.
and I haven't even got that far with anyone. But I do want to say something else, and this is go back into the dating pool of the good girls and bad boys,
Yes.
and that's how the good girls get involved with the bad boys.
Here's a question. Dating the bad
I
boys.
like the bad boys.
Does that move you up the pyramid or down? I think it moves you down. I think there's more bad boys than good boys.
Hell yeah, it is. But just like Mary J, the bad boys is so much fun. And the good boys is no fun.
Where does the longevity lie, though?
I know.
Is there
But you having
longevity?
fun.
Is there longevity in the bad boy?
You get a little bit of longevity when you get all caught up in them, and then that you get longevity because then you're dealing with a whole lot of drama. But if you just keep the mindset is I'm just gonna have fun with the bad boys and just gonna have fun and fun and fun, it's a lot of fun. But you have to make sure you don't get your feelings involved.
But while you spending time with the bad boys, the good boys, that professional guy who's further up the pyramid and there's fewer of them, they meeting other women who are giving them the time of day then. And so your dating pool for those men.
And that's the reason why I'm having problems now. I love the bad boys.
And here's the thing.
That's the problem.
This is the thing for women to be careful of. Women, be careful of wasting, scratch that,
Time.
of spending your time with the bad boys who are at the lower part of the pyramid while the good boys are off meeting women,
Ooh,
dating them,
JP,
falling in
that's
love, and
good.
getting married.
Give me some.
Because by the
How come
time
you didn't tell me this 20, 30, 40 years
you was
ago?
probably married because you've been married off and on, D. This is something to think about when it comes to this pyramid, because what I witness women doing, by the time they get fed up with the bad boys
Tired
and
of
those
bad
relationships not ending well at all, and they decide, ooh, the good boys, I need to give the good boys the time of day. And then they end up coming to therapy because they're like, where's all the good boys? You missed them. They're married now.
Yeah.
Because the women who knew how the game was truly played snatched them up. Because they knew we are 15% of the U.S. population. That includes everybody from babies to 100-and-some-year-old black person. Okay, so if we make up 15% of the population, those who are dateable and at the point of the pyramid where you are is probably like 5%.
You only got 5%.
And so for all of those ladies out there having a wonderful time because the bad boys are exciting.
Oh my God.
D,
Come pick me up from work. Like,
you
hey,
about to
babe.
have some come pick you up at this station right
They
now.
come pick you up from work and be like, come on, baby, we about to go to
You
Vegas.
still love a bad boy.
I said, with no clothes? He was like, I got this. So we in Vegas kicking it.
Think about longevity. When it comes to ending up in a relationship, you have to realize that the excitement of the bad boys, because I see a lot of women in therapy who are dating bad boys who are, they're like drug dealers. They doing this, they doing that. They driving flashy cars. They taking trips.
And they'll buy you a flashy car too.
And they are
cars,
spending time.
and houses.
While the good boys who are making the long money, because here's something else to think about. You got short money and then you got long money. Short money is a lot of money, but if a person ends up in prison, how much they making then?
Nothing.
Whereas your good boy, that engineer, that accountant, that, whatever.
They so boring.
D, that's not fair to say.
Oh, they are. I done dated them.
D, why are you saying that?
Because I done dated
so
some.
professional. All my frat brothers are professional men.
I know.
And are you gonna say that one, he's boring? Because ain't nothing boring about him, and you know it.
We have fun.
He is an educated professional.
But you know what? He's the worst kind because he still got that boy. See, that's what I need. That
A lot of 'em
educational
do.
bad boy. I'm not meeting very many of them. But they all married.
Here's the thing. People don't realize that a lot of those educated professional black men, they still have a level of excitement and cutting edge
that
to
neighborhood
them.
of them.
They just wanted to make long money.
And I get that.
Because most of my frat brothers have 2 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
They make long money.
6 figures.
But they are still relatable. They're still down to earth. They're still relatable. They like women make a mistake thinking that you can only have excitement by dating the bad boy who is involved in street life and ignoring these good boys who are making long money, still have a level of excitement to them. And by the time women get around to them, they're snatched up. That's when women realize that they are in a dating pyramid and they are real close to the top.
And I'm real close to the top because I just dated a pediatrician and he was as boring as I don't know what.
Here's the question,
And
though.
he was acute.
Here's what speaks to here's what speaks to the size of the pyramid. How many pediatricians are out there for you to replace him with?
So what are you saying?
You done met your only
Mr. Walker.
pediatrician.
Mr. Walker, you say I need to make the pediatrician work. I mean,
Well, here's what you need to do.
and first y'all need to understand that they think I'm a young girl. Do I look that young?
You look young, D. What do you mean?
Do I look young, Mr. Walker?
How old do you think they think you?
He
I
said
don't
he
understand.
thought I was about 36.
Okay. Yeah, you could pass for 36. What do you thought you looked
I thought I
older?
looked my age. Well, I thought I looked a little bit, 36. So
Dude,
he thought
okay,
he
here's the
was getting
question.
something by the young and dumb, and he'll be like, "Oh, you're a pediatrician."
How often do African American women who are their age, how often do they look that age, though, when you think about it?
Quite a bit of them.
I don't think so. The average African American woman, and it's due to the amount of oil in our skin
And we don't be in the
melanin.
sun.
Show ain't trying to be out in the sun. Okay. Let me tell you, we may be from Mother Africa, but we'll play that.
Good.
And so that is what kind of slows down the aging process. I think that most black women easily could pass for 10, 15, 20 years younger than their stated age. I sincerely, yes.
Okay.
But you think that most black women look, a 50-something-year-old black woman looks like a 50-something-year-old woman?
Well, I was just saying I was out at a something with my class and your class and a couple of more classes. And can we say hoes on the radio?
You always do.
Them hoes looked really old. I'm gonna show you a
Classmates?
picture. Yes, I'm gonna show you some of my picture. They was like, and it's not about the grand, because Lord knows, honey, I washed the gray out of mine. But they just not keeping their body up. Like they're not going to the gym. Like our friend Terry, she looks good. And I
She
mean,
works out.
She works out.
She
but
obsessively works out.
She
though.
does.
The average person is not doing that.
No, I'm not doing it neither.
No.
I mean, I might walk the block a little bit to do my Pilates. Pilates is really good. I like